Hey ladies, welcome back to the show. On today's episode, we are going to explore the idea of embracing change, promoting health while accepting your body as it continues to evolve. Reaching the age of 40 or greater brings with it a unique set of experiences and changes, not only to your body, but learning new things in your life in general that you are trying to now navigate. You may notice shifts in your weight, new lines and wrinkles, changes in strength and flexibility, but these changes can sometimes feel unsettling or even disheartening. But it's also a testament to the life that you've lived, the wisdom you've gained, and the strength that you've built along the way. So today we're going to talk about how you can start to promote health while embracing and accepting your evolving body. Welcome to the Whole Health Empowerment Project podcast. This show is for women over 40 who are trying to create balance in their life when it comes to food, body, self-care, and wellness. You struggle to put yourself first, to maintain consistency when something isn't perfect, or maybe you feel like you don't have enough time or willpower to achieve the goals you desire. I'm your host, Trisha Stefankowitz, registered dietitian, nutritionist. I've worked with women like you achieve their goals by focusing on the next best step, no matter how messy, and meeting you where you are right now. In this show, you'll learn practical information, actionable strategies, and mindset tweaks so that you can feel healthier, more comfortable in your body, and make choices that work for your life. Come join me in failing forward, one imperfect step at a time, into the journey of health, wellness, and self-care. Welcome to your new project. When it comes to aging, I think we all, as women, are in this place that we're in this idea that we want to look like what we previously looked like. We want to have the body that we previously had before the life experiences that were set into motion. And I want you to start thinking about this idea of shifting what that looks like for you. As you look in the mirror, remember that every curve of your body, every change that has happened within your body tells a story. And with these stories, you're going to have laughter, you're going to have sadness, you're going to have challenges, you're going to have triumphs. And your body, your physical body, has carried you through decades of life, and it deserves to be celebrated, not criticized, which is something that we often do as women. Embracing this idea of change starts with shifting your perspective. Instead of focusing on what has changed or what you don't have anymore, this idea of starting to appreciate what remains strong and what has grown even more beautiful with time. Your body is resilient and adaptive and powerful, and it's the vessel that carries your spirit, and it deserves a lot of love and care. And I know that it's something that we probably all feel or we want to feel, but it's very hard when you aren't very accepting of where you are right now to embrace this idea. So if you're unable to really get into this idea of accepting your physical body, I want to start thinking about some of the things emotionally and in your brain that has changed as you've gotten older. And then hopefully as you start to embrace some of these things, then the physical body part may start to come to a place that you can at least start to look at it in a neutral way. It doesn't have to be that you have this body positivity or body acceptance, but that you're able to be a little bit more neutral than maybe you are today. One of the biggest changes as we age is this increased confidence that happens along the way. And it can also bring a willingness to take on new challenges. Now, this can work either way. This can work in a way that you're like, oh my gosh, I kind of feel stuck. But thinking about all of the things and the awareness that you now have because of the experiences that you've gained along the way. And it wouldn't have happened unless you had that time period and the aging process in general to make it happen. And this can lead to healthier lifestyle choices because maybe now you're getting into an age that you are trying to and becoming more aware of the consequences of not having a healthy lifestyle. It can help you with maintaining regular exercise because you know what it feels like, or maybe you've had a past where you didn't exercise a lot. And practicing ways to manage your stress because you're now probably in this place where instead of being about appearance or solely about physical appearance, maybe there is now more of an emphasis on strength and longevity and quality of life as you move upward in years. One of the other things that happens is this emotional resilience that all the life's ups and downs that you've had along your journey has led to and has taught you resilience. With age, many women find that they are better able to handle the stress and bounce back from adversity because maybe you've experienced it more than if you were 20. This emotional resilience allows for a more balanced and less reactive approach to life's challenges. And so thinking about how maybe you would have reacted to adversity when you were 20 or 30 versus how you react to it now, you have that sense of resilience that has grown during that time. Embracing wisdom and perspective that you have this narrative perhaps about one of loss when it comes to aging and one of loss to your physical appearance, your physical body, but also knowing that with aging also comes wisdom and perspective. And that brings its own unique benefits. And if you're able to kind of get to this place that you are able to focus on the positives as opposed to what you're losing, perhaps you can approach aging with some gratitude and optimism versus this sense of dread and loss. One of the things that we know that's really helpful when it comes to promoting your health is that this idea that you're able to start nourishing your body with love. Promoting health at any age begins with the food that you consume. It's not just about the right foods, but it's also about giving your body the love that it deserves. And that includes not only eating, but staying hydrated and listening to what your body is telling you. And I think probably for most women, you have the eating and the hydration, you kind of know that. But the one that I believe is much harder to learn or that takes time for it to really develop is this idea of listening to your body. Eating mindfully is a way that you are also starting to help your health as you get older, remembering that eating is not just about sustenance or depriving yourself of that sustenance, but it's also about pleasure and connection and joy. And remembering that when you're in that process, that's what the goal of it is. It's not that you're always concentrating on all the things that you're going to take away from what you're eating, but that also you're adding things to what you eat that brings you joy too. Staying hydrated becomes more important as you get older because there is this, what we know is that hydration is important to maintain your overall health and your skin. And so hydration can be a key in also helping maintain your energy levels and your overall improvement in your health. And then when we talk about listening to your body, a big one here is your hunger and fullness cues. So eating when you're hungry, stopping when you're satisfied, knowing when you're eating because you feel emotionally some specific way, and then owning that and taking that perspective of, I've been doing this for a really long time, and you can decide to change it or not, but it ends up being your decision as opposed to feeling like you don't have any control over that decision. Your body knows what it needs, but when we're young, we don't trust it because we don't know it. And as we start to get older, especially once you start having children, if you decide to have children or when you're over the age of 40 and your body is changing so much, it becomes really hard to trust it. But kind of sitting back and knowing that your body has you, your body knows what it needs, and it's going to guide you in that way. But you need to listen to it and trust that it's able to do that for you. One of the other ways that you can really start to embrace and promote your health while accepting your body is to move in doing something that you like, that brings you joy. Exercise shouldn't feel like punishment anymore. It should feel like a way that you're celebrating what you have and that you're trying to preserve what you have. We know that physical activity in general not only promotes and strengthens your body, but we know that it boosts your mood and energy levels. And in order to feel that physical strength, we also need to be able to connect with ourselves so that we also feel that mental strength as well. And I think if we're able to have that movement and to do things that we like, it will also honor the idea that we are able to connect with ourselves. So many of us, my gosh, I'm very much included in this, have this history of being very disconnected to my body or focusing on just the food or just the exercise. And neither of them feel good because with the food, maybe I'm over restricting. And with the exercise, it would have been that I was punishing myself. But even if you get to this place that you're able to eat things that nourish you, that make you feel good while providing the nutrition that you need, and then also finding that you like something and that you're able to engage in it, it really will help you. It'll help you feel alive. It'll help you feel more connected to your body. It's going to just overall improve your mental capacity. And remember, it's not about looking a certain way. And if it is for you, that's okay too. But the overall goal here and the thing that's going to make you feel like you want to keep doing it over and over again is that you feel good after you do it and that you're able to connect with yourself and figure out what it is that brings you joy and that allows you to feel healthy but also connected to your brain. And so trying to find something that you like to do, whether it's walking, whether it's doing a dance class, yoga, strength training, whatever that looks like for you, that allows you to move in a way that brings you joy. And again, at the beginning, it's not going to probably be something that you are like, oh my gosh, I'm lifting all this stuff and it just brings me joy. At the beginning, it's probably going to feel really hard and that you don't particularly love it. But every day you feel a little stronger, that maybe you have a little bit more energy. And then over time, that becomes part of what you do to stay healthy. And you're going to need to have something that you enjoy doing in order for it to be sustainable. Now, as we start to promote this idea of health, we also have to know that there is this idea of having rest. Rest is just as important as activity. And I realize that this is probably something newer to you guys because it is newer to me too, in this hustle and grind kind of mentality, especially when you're in your youth, that rest is something that kind of falls by the wayside. But as you start to get older and as you start to try to make your health a priority, especially if you're over 40, knowing that your body needs time to repair, to regulate, to rejuvenate, and it probably needs more time than it did when you were 20. So getting enough sleep and taking breaks when you feel like you need it becomes really important. And one of the other things that's important about rest is that if you're able to rest and not just keep moving, then you're able to start to listen to what your body's telling you. You're going to start learning what your body's signals are, and you're going to be able to identify them and then to honor them. When you're younger, it's really hard to listen to your body and to figure out what it's telling you when you're going. And so this idea of having a little bit of rest although I don't know how much rest you're getting. I don't feel like I have way more rest, but I think it's just important to recognize that rest is important because you need to have that like disconnection from what you're doing in the everyday world in order to kind of step back and reconnect with yourself. And knowing that rest isn't a sign of weakness, but it's really important and it's actually pretty vital to your overall sense of well-being. Now, we talk a lot on here about mindset, and why we talk about mindset is that I believe that all of you know the things that you need to do, but how do you, once you know what to do, actually take the behavior and run with it and do it consistently? And so cultivating a mindset that you feel like you're able to practice self-compassion and kindness for your body is going to be something that's necessary so that you can start to replace all that negative self-talk and the criticism that you've been dealing with your whole life. And the idea is that even if you don't believe it in the beginning, that you're able to talk to yourself in a way that you feel love and appreciation for your body. And that could look like something like, instead of saying that you love what your body looks like right now, because you might not feel that way, that your body is strong and capable. And something like, I am grateful for all that my body has and continues to do for me. And so it's a way that you're reframing it. Instead of focusing on the physical appearance of your body, you're really focusing on what your body provides to you and what it allows you to do. And I think it's just this way that you can honor or think of your body in a different way than you currently do. And that mindset shift is going to be really important as you continue to get to this place where you are starting to embrace the changes that are inevitably going to happen to you as you continue to age. And one of the other things I think that's important here is that you surround yourself with people that feel like they add some positivity when it comes to your health, especially as you get older, that you are able to be with friends and family that feel the same way so that you can work together to achieve the goals that you want. When you're able to share your journey with friends or family or with a community that is like-minded in how they think about their health, then that's where you're really going to get that growth occurring, because there is strength in numbers and knowing that you're not alone in the way that you think about life, the way that you think about your body. And when you're starting to use different language when it comes to how you talk about your body, it's really helpful to have people that understand that and understand what changes you are trying to do to get to the goal that you desire. That there is strength in numbers, and knowing that you're not alone really makes a difference. And it allows us to continue to keep going when things feel like it's really hard, or you find yourself in a place that you're really struggling with maybe your weight or with where you are right now, or your wrinkles or your lines or whatever it is that you're navigating and you're feeling like is difficult for you to, it just feels like it's difficult to reign at this point in your life. And so I don't always believe that we're all going to age. I don't always believe that it has to be this place that is so awful and dismal. And I know that it does feel like a loss from 20 and 30 years ago, but there is also this reminder that you have lived a life and you've made lots of changes in your life along the way, that you're not the same person that you were 10, 20, 30 years ago. And so just kind of identifying that and seeing some of the good that comes out of that versus all of the loss that all the things that we lost along the way that we value, especially when it comes to the physicalness of our body, because that is what is encouraged in a world where how we look is encouraged. Embracing these changes that are happening in your body, especially after the age of 40, is about more than just promoting your physical health. It's about this idea of fostering a deep sense of love and respect and gratitude for yourself. And it's hard to foster that mentality if you're constantly talking terribly to yourself or thinking that somehow you are less than and that you've lost as opposed to what you have gained along the way. It's about recognizing the beauty in every line and curve and celebrating the strength and wisdom and resilience and all of the things that have happened with you as you aged. So I want you to take this journey into health, wellness, and self-care one step at a time. Start to figure out things and foods that nourish you. Start thinking about things and activities that allow you to move and to move with joy and something that you can sustain. I want you to start thinking about how you can start to rest a little bit more. And also thinking about ways that you can cultivate a mindset that is focusing on more of what you can do or what you have achieved versus what you've lost or haven't achieved. Remember, if you're in a place that you don't feel like you love your body or that you're even neutral about it, which I think is probably 99% of women, that you can start to see that it has carried you this far and that there has been some growth in that. And that your body is strong and capable and that it can do things that maybe you didn't think it would do and that you are beautiful inside and no matter what your outside appearance feels like to you, that there is something within you that is beautiful, that radiates, that is deserving and worthy and enough. Also, remembering to surround yourself with love and support because that will continue to facilitate that love and support that you're trying to give yourself. Your body is a testament to your life, your strength, your resilience, your past, all of the things that have gotten you to where you are today. So let's start to embrace it, to honor it, and most importantly, start to work towards a place that you can start to, if not love it now, start to become a little bit more neutral about your weight. I thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you guys back here next week. Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you found value in this podcast, please rate, review, or subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends. Together, we can take tiny, imperfect steps towards creating the whole health we desire and deserve. Don't forget to grab your freebie. You can find the link in your show notes or over at triciard.com. I'll see you back here next week.